want you to see how people, how we can, how we do things that we don't have to do. See, we do things that we don't have to do to try to impress people that we have a relationship with Christ. You don't have to impress nobody. You have a relationship with Christ. All you have to do is have a relationship with Christ and do what you do. Watch this. Now, to set the stage, set the stage. Barnabas does something. And I'm not telling you to do this. I'm just using this for illustration purpose. Barnabas does something. Barnabas in chapter 4 takes and sells all of his possessions and gives it to the church to help. Barnabas does this. Now, Barnabas does this from his heart. You know, Barnabas is called a son of encouragement. So he does this from his heart. He's being a good steward. He feels compelled to do this through the essence and power of the Holy Spirit. Nobody asks him to do it. He does it. When you go to chapter 5, the people see Barnabas do this. See, it never ceases to amaze me. And I've watched it on TV. I used to watch Reverend Ike when I was a boy. My mom was a big fan of Reverend Ike. Anybody familiar with Reverend Ike? Learned a lot of stuff from Reverend Ike. Don't be fooled now. God used all kind of evangelists and preachers and teachers to let you learn. And Reverend Ike, God used Reverend Ike to probably save one of my brother's lives. Yeah, I'll tell you that story one day. Let's look at Acts. Remember I told you about Barnabas. It says, but then a certain man named Ananias and Sapphira his wife sold their possessions. So they're emulating now. They saw Barnabas do this. And he kept back part of his possessions, and his wife also being aware of it. So they were in a conspiracy there. All right? You heard the word conspiracy before. So they're in a conspiracy. And brought a certain portion of it and laid it at the apostles' feet. Now remember I told you Barnabas sold all of his possessions because the Spirit put it on his heart to do it. And he donated everything to help feed the poor, the indigent, and the widows and take care of the people. So they see Barnabas do this. And they don't know why Barnabas is doing it. So they say, we're going to pretend that we're doing the same thing that Barnabas does. Remember, we started out talking about hypocrites in the church. And the church is filled with believers who are hypocrites now. That's a reality. Are we all where we need to be in our relationship with Christ? Are we still impacted by the things of the world? All right. I'm not going to play with you. Peter said, Ananias, why have you filled your heart to lie to the Holy Spirit? Now, Peter didn't say, hey, man, why are you lying to me? Pay attention. He didn't say, hey, bro, you did me wrong, man. You're making me look like a fool, bro. You undermined me. I invited you in, bro, and look what you did. He didn't say that. He said to him, why have Ananias, Peter said, Ananias, why has Satan filled your heart to lie to the Holy Spirit and keep back part of the price of the land for yourself? Which is a good question. Wait a minute, why are you doing that? Now watch what he says, which is interesting. He says, while it remained, was it not all yours? Hey man, God gave it to you. God prospered you. It was yours. It was yours to do with it as you chose. But you're the one who decided you wanted to take this action. And once you decide you wanted to take this action, you allow Satan to get in your heart and convince you or lead you to do something else. You ever committed to do something and just don't know why you change your mind? Yeah. I always tell you, it's better to say, no, I cannot, than to commit to something and don't do it. You lose all integrity. Nobody wants to deal with you. It's always better to overcommit, undercommit, and overperform. You don't have to commit to nothing. All you have to do is say no. Just say no. Sorry, I can't do it this time. And walk away. So Peter is saying to him, hey man, this was all yours. And after it was sold, was it still not in your hand? So Doc, even after you sold it for $100,000. It was still your $100,000. Why have you conceived this thing in your heart? You have not lied to men, but to God. You see, God knows your heart, and God knows my heart. And that's why I'm telling you, actions come from the heart. Ananias, in his words and his thoughts, wanted to do one thing, but his heart drove him to do something different. We want to thank you for being with us today. If this message has been a blessing to you and your family, we encourage you to make a donation to keep this broadcast on the air. You can make your donations by going to BethesdaApostolichouseofprayer.com on our secure website, or Givelify app, where you can make your donation to keep this broadcast on the air. Please remember, your tithes go to your local church, but your offerings can go to where you're being fed. And as we continue on our journey, remember this. 2 Corinthians 5:7 tells us that we walk by faith, not by sight.